What's the fan base name?
Namers, but G.
Like gnarly?
Yeah.
I've heard the nuts. Some people have
A lot of
been advocating
nut
for the
talk.
nuts.
What up, nuts?
What up, nuts? Yeah.
I mean, that's what I hear anytime I go anywhere with kids that are like 10 because of Randy Moss impression.
Hey, Edelman. Yeah.
Edelnut.
Hey, Edelnut, get my hot tub about 103 and get my Gatorade. Today's episode in honor of the United States of America, 1776, on July 4th, we'll be celebrating America by cleaning out the old hotline.
Jules, what's going on, brother? Mickey Malloy out of Marshfield, Mass.
We have so many messages, and we can only get to so many in our post segment, so this will be a great opportunity for us to dive into those messages. We're talking Madden, my best memories from the NFL. We go through memorabilia on the wall.
Got some cool stuff back there.
Got some interesting stuff. My favorite things are the weirdest things.
Amen.
Or stolen things. And then we unbox,
Pat sent you a bunch of Tupperwares full of shit.
and now we're going to go through them.
Get some fun stuff in there.
We'll see what we got in there. Games with Names is a production of iHeartRadio. July 2nd, 2024. Nut House Studio, Los Angeles, California.
The hotline is blowing up, and the people need answers.
This is the Hotline Bling episode. Welcome to Games with Names. I'm Julian Edelman. They're Jack and Kyler, and we are on the mission to find the greatest game of all time and celebrate the birth of the United States of America, land of the free, home of the brave, by going over these messages.
That's
with
right.
you.
The land where the voicemail, the answering machine was invented. One of our best inventions ever.
Was it?
Probably.
Well, the phone was.
The phone was
Alexander
Well,
Graham Bell.
was it?
Alexander Graham Bell,
Do
baby.
you know the first line that was ever spoken over the phone?
He said, "You up?" Right? What did he say? What did he say though?
No, that's it. That was it.
What was the real one though?
What hell hath wrought?
Oh, nice.
What is it?
What hell hath wrought?
What is that?
I don't know. He's just
That's
trying
a-
to be poetic. Alexander Graham Bell's like, oh, what did I fucking do? What the fuck did I just do?
You connected everyone.
That's right, brother. It changed the world.
Cambridge, Massachusetts. Hell yeah. Let's go.
Cambridge, stand up.
Let's go.
I'm wearing a USA hockey jersey, but hockey's probably, when you think of America, when I think of 4th of July, I think of baseball.
Same.
Yeah.
What do you think about?
Yes.
I think of baseball, and I think about like that last vacation before football season starts.
A nice burnt hot dog.
I want burnt hot dog, potato salad,
Yes. The beach.
macaroni. I want a frozen patty on a goddamn I want it charbroiled.
I love a shitty frozen patty.
Yeah, those shitty
American
patties your
cheese.
parents used to get because they were on sale. It's probably what you could only afford, or at least I could only afford.
And sitting in the backyard in a folding chair doing the patented cookout knees together, making a plate or making a table for your paper plate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And remember, guys, hit that number, 424-291-2290 for the hotline episode.
Keep 'em
Happy
coming.
birthday, America.
Happy birthday.
Benjamin Franklin had to go over to France. We sent him over there, I believe, August 1776 during the Revolutionary War to gang up with the old French, create a pact to defeat the Brits from trying to come over and take our goddamn land. So men and women in the militias that fended them off, and it was Ben Franklin that went over to France, puckered up against them, and we had to, hey guys, you don't want France, they take us, who's next?
Amen.
And that's why we got Cajun food. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's go.
do it.
Hi, Julian, Jack, and Kyler. This is Renee from Augusta, Maine. And I just have a question for you. My question is, what is one important lesson you've learned from your time as a professional athlete? I love your podcast. Keep it up, and I've missed you on the Patriots. Go Pats.
The thing that came off my mind right away when I was hearing the question was realizing that there's always a tomorrow. whether you have a spectacular day, you won the last game of the year, you won a Super Bowl, there's still a tomorrow. Meaning you're going to have to do something again. Whether it was the worst day, you tear an ACL, you get suspended, there will be tomorrow. Realizing that there's a tomorrow and you can always have an opportunity to improve yourself is something that through my years and as a professional athlete, the highest of the highs, there's still going to be tomorrow when there's going to be some low to lows. You know what I mean? So that's something I've learned through being a pro athlete, being able to shake things off, whether it's good or bad.
The good too, like people.
Yeah, I mean, you
get
can't
too
you can't stay on it because you still want to get back there. And the lows. Some of the times, worst times of my life. Good support group. There's going to be tomorrow. Your family, whatever, who gets you through it. Just Belichick just used to say, guys, we just need to stack them together. Good day after good day. It takes one day to turn into two, to turn into three. Just stack them together. There will be tomorrow.
Love that.
Thanks, Renee.
Thanks, Renee.
Dear Julian Edelman and Games with Names podcast, absolutely love this show. My family watches Games with Names together. Thanks everybody so much for the consistent wisdom and legendary stories. So I think Saquon Barkley on Games with Names would be a great addition because he's a stud of a person, and I think he is the true Walter Payton Man of the Year. Once again, thank everybody so much. Keep up the good work.
So he wants Saquon to be he wants to on the couch always?
No, I think like for a game.
Oh, 100%.
That would rock Saquon. Just random new permanent addition.
Saquon, man. Me and Saquon used to kick it a lot.
Really?
Didn't you?
We went to the Met Gala once together. We didn't go together, but we went to the Met Gala. And like when you go to those kind of events, athletes always kind of congregate towards each other.
Right.
So it was me, Saquon, Odell, and they wore skirts because it was camping or something. They wore like these nelts or something, some Scottish shit.
Tight.
I just went James Bond. I just went cool with it, But we ended up changing and we went out afterwards. Remember we went to McDonald's like 2 a.m.
One of those city
And
McDonald's.
Saquon was still a young guy, and he's like, "Man, we can't eat this." And Odell looks at him or something. He goes, "Dude, it's May."
Shut up and order that quarter pounder.
He said, "You grew up on this," or something. He said, "We grew up on this. Look where we're at," or something.
That rocks.
It was a great night, man. It was fun. We got to get Saquon on. He's an awesome storyteller. We hung out a little bit last year at Cannes during that.
Oh, nice.
What was it? That sports marketing convention, which was awesome. So we got to get Saquon on.
You and Saquon just meet up in the coolest of places.
We really do. I always see Saquon in the cool spots.
Yeah.
So that's how cool he is.
I think he's a great fit for the Eagles next year too.
That'd be awesome. I'm excited to see how that turns out.
We got to get him on before the season so we can hear, or actually during. I don't know. We got to get him on. I want to know how the transition. Those two teams hate each other.
I was gonna say
He's a
it's
Pennsylvania guy too.
Yeah.
He was getting booed at the game the other week. The Sixers game or back in whatever that was, back in May or
That's a good one.
that's a good one. I also like the fact that this guy watches with his family.
Yeah.
They gather
I
around.
hope there's not a child in that.
Judging by some of our callers, there might
We
be.
might have to clean up some of the.
We got some youngsters calling in. I
Talking about
Molding young
Tebow
minds.
circumcising and shit.
They'll be at the lunch table the next day. Guys,
Mommy, what does circumcision in the Philippines mean? It's just Team Tebow cleaning people.
What's up, Julian? This is Ben from Memphis, Tennessee. I was calling to ask what Coach Bill would have done to Gronk if he had gotten in his face, pushed him, and screamed at him like Travis did with Coach Reid. Thanks.
That situation would never come.
Right.
Like, Gronk's not that kind of guy, really. And no one's touching Bill.
That's true.
With the amount of respect that he demanded on a daily basis, like when he came into the goddamn auditorium, people got up, shoulders were back, ears were pinned. People it was like, that's the kind of presence he has. So I don't, maybe a defensive guy would do that, but offensive guys, no shot. No one's going near him.
So you think that, because I don't want to like besmirch Travis Kelce or Andy Reid because they're
No, but they have a different relationship. They're a lot closer.
Yeah.
That's an offense. He's an offensive coach with the offensive player.
So right. There's a
now
closeness
I can
there?
see Willie Mack or something, or you go like Teddy Bruschi and Bill. Maybe that could happen, like one of the defensive guys, but that would just never. I don't think that could ever happen.
Mm-hmm.
Or I think LT could suplex Bill and Bill would put him right back in there.
He would allow that, and he was position coach then, in which
I know.
He was totally different. If you remember, we listened to Ty.
Yeah.
Bill was a completely different guy when he was a position coach from when he went to head coach. There, he was more buddy with everyone. I mean, Ty said it himself, like, "Oh, it's gonna be awesome. We got Bill as our head coach," and then completely guy. He had a vision for how he wanted the head coach to be, and so I don't know. That's a great question, but I don't think that would ever happen because the guys aren't like that.
I just thought it was mad corny, that take of like, you got to kick Travis Kelce out of the game. Like,
no,
send him to the locker room. How can you let him? Like, that's such a corny take. Like,
it's just Twitter and
that's also because he's the play caller on offense. Now that shit happens with like Billy O and Tom did that.
Yeah, we'd see that all the time.
You know what I mean? In the heat of battle, guys say stupid. We all say stupid shit, and then anytime a game's over, you always go over to like your coach if you got in a fight or something, or you said something, "Hey coach, my bad," and they do the same thing because when you're in the heat of battle, it's fucking stressful. People are saying things that you don't mean. Just try to, you know what I mean? There's a lot of emotions going.
Oh yeah.
You want your guys passionate and living on the edge too.
Yeah.
Well, it was interesting in the conversation with Matt Light, you talked about how it seemed like Coach Belichick had a bias towards defensive players, and just because of his. I wonder if Andy Reid has a similar thing on offense, just because he spends all of his time on offense, and there's a bit of a different relationship with some of those people in that building.
Maybe, but offensive coaches are always still just a little different than a defensive coach.
Yeah,
defensive coaches are like, I mean, you got to think about it. Like, the league hates them. Everything, like, there's a new rule to try to make it harder for them every year.
Yeah.
You can't touch it. Like, they can't do things. Defensive coaches just are always pissed off. Offensive coaches, let's go design a play.
Let's go make some fun
stuff.
Yeah,
look at this. We got some time. Hey, you see that new route? We got to cut up on these college kids. Let's go watch it. Defensive coach, what the fuck are we? You know what I mean?
That's funny.
What's up, Jules? My name's Sean. I am 26. I'm from South Shore, Massachusetts.
South Shore.
Jules, I am fortunate enough to have family members with season tickets to the Patriots, and I've gone to almost every single game since 2014. With that being said, the coolest game I've been to was in 2012. Patriots went across the pond to London to take on the Rams. I just want to know if you have any cool stories.
Yeah. I mean, the London experience was awesome because football is such a domestic sport where we travel a lot around our country, but we all have the curiosities of like the international sport people or like the hockey guys that are always out, or the soccer dudes that, they go to Portugal, they go to Germany, which we don't get to experience that. So, going over to London was an awesome experience. We went over a couple days before. Our sports science guys were like, all right, we could beat the jet lag if we do it this time or this. So we had that whole thing going. And we went out there, and you got a lot of guys from like the South on a football team. You got a lot of guys from, all over the parts of the country, which the one thing that the biggest complaint was the food. We get up over there, no one liked any of the food. You know what I mean? So that was crazy. But then we did a walkthrough in Hyde Park, which was cool. And Hyde Park's a beautiful, like, vibrant park that there's a lot of people. Not one person knew who we really were. Like, we're over here tossing a football. People are like looking at it like, what the hell is going on over there, Mike? And then I went on by myself and I did like a little tour. I just went and got a taxi. I went to like Big Ben, and I looked at all like the sites and looked at the soldiers and shit that don't move and stuff. So like that was fun. And then after, like during the game, it was a different experience because the grass was like made for like soccer guys.
Is that
which
Wembley?
is Wembley? We played at Wembley, and which like our guys are like you have 330-pound men with a lot of force, or you have like a 225-pound, 240-pound guy that is kicking and like just super powerful. The grass was tearing up and it was super long. I didn't like the grass. Guys were slipping on it, so we had to jump in the 7 studs. That was something that pops off in my head. And then after the game, there was we went to like some club together because we usually go straight home after a football game and you know, you move on with your week. Well, here our flights were all weird, so we were gonna fly out the next morning. So it was the first time, or kind of like the situation where with Matt Light, where we went to Dinosaur Barbecue. We all got to hang out after a game, but in London. So we go to this club, and then the Rams were at this club, and Amendola was on the Rams at the time.
Oh,
so
my
me
gosh.
and Amendola were like cool, like we were like having a good time. And then I think some linemen on both teams were about to like start squaring off in this club. Things got wild, and we're like trying to break up a fight. Me and Danny end up going on an adventure, leaving afterwards. It was, you know, it was pretty crazy.
And this was a classic Tom Brady versus Sam Bradford showdown.
Classic.
And
we blew him out.
Blew him out.
I had a tackle
45-7.
inside the 3, and Slate was offsides. I was so mad on kickoff.
Come on, Slate. This is also the game, if you fans of the Gronk spike will remember, he debuted the King's Guard spike.
Yes.
Where he marched one way, turned, marched back the other way like the King's
And
Guard.
spiked it.
And spiked it. One of his best ever.
But he said it was like the Nutcracker. That's what I think that was his quote.
Close enough.
I go,
Same thing.
that's a Christmas thing.
We got to rank the best Gronk spikes at some point.
Oh my gosh. That'd be a whole episode.
Yeah.
With
We
Gronk.
got to. That'd be fun.
8 catches, 146 yards, and 2 TDs for Gronk that day. Gronk likes London.
Whenever we would play a team out of division, out of conference, and it's like they only saw us once, it was crazy because they didn't understand. Like that Gronk was still a little young in that time. They didn't know how, like, they were like, oh, we could take this guy down, and guys are bouncing off him. Whenever you got a team that didn't play you as much, we'd go and blow those teams out always because they didn't realize how much like a machine our team really was. You know what I mean?
You don't know
Like
until you played it.
You don't know until you play.
There's an interesting phenomenon that's happening somewhat right now. The part of my take guys like honed in on it with Lamar Jackson playing the NFC. That if you look back on him last season and the season before,
I think that's been like the
NFC,
number one headline on every talk. I mean, we've talked about that 40 times.
Well, just, bringing it back.
The same kind of thing. But it's also like when teams play, the Chiefs, they play them out of division team, they blow them out. They don't realize there's so much ahead. Like, or you got a new head coach and you're in the NFC West or NFC North and you play a machine. They're not ready.
Run into a buzzsaw.
I think, what was the score of that game in London?
45-7.
45-7. And that right there tells you how, like, we went in that Thursday. They were there for a whole week. And I'm not saying anything about that organization or who was at the lead of that organization, but a lot of that has to do with eliminating distractions on a trip like that. Realizing we're not here to be fucking tourists. We're here to fucking win a game. Like, this would be a lot more fun of a trip if we can talk about it as a win. I remember hearing that a lot. Like, you go to the Super Bowl and stuff. Yeah, your family's there. You got a lot of stuff to take care of, but no one really cares if you lose the game. When you win the game, then everyone will always talk about it. It'll be a great memory.
There's also Brandon Lloyd was on this team. That's fun.
Brandon Lloyd.
2 TDs.
He was one of the best, like, route running dudes. He was so smooth in his route running. We used to call him like the Pink Panther because he was so smooth. And like when he would do cone drills, he would like bob his head. He'd be like, tss, tss, tss. He had good body movement, and he had some of the most underrated hands of all time, I believe.
Bro, weren't you at that game?
I was at the game in San Francisco where he did that thing when I was a kid.
Yes.
Or I was like in junior college.
Bro, I swear that pops up on my Instagram For You page like once a week, and I watch it every time.
Hey, Julian. How's it going? It's Nate. I was just, thinking to myself, I wonder what Julian's favorite Madden is. See, I got good taste. My favorite Madden is Madden 2005. Okay, you got Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Ray Lewis, all firing on all cylinders, okay? I want to know what your favorite Madden is, Julian.
Favorite Madden.
Appreciate you.
Good question, Nate. My favorite is probably in like the early 2000s when I was playing Madden a lot on like N64 and what was the Vic one? Was that
It
04?
was 04. Yeah.
I liked
Great
04.
one.
I would go him to Crumpler.
Oh my God! On that tight end post play action. Oh
Yeah, it'd be
unstoppable.
The tight end would be the in cut, and the post would be by like a cut split receiver, and you could roll out this way. And Vic had a strong enough arm where you could throw it there, or you could just make people like miss with Vic and then hit Algie on like coming across. I like that one, but I remember like Madden 95 on Sega, where there's only 3 buttons. My brother and his boy used to play it all the time. I never got to play because I was 7 years younger, and you're not jumping in the line.
Yeah.
But I remember when he'd leave, I'd go and play that thing. I liked that one. That was like my first memory of it. It was a Madden 95.
Back when Madden was still on the cover of
Yeah, what was the last one he was on the cover of? 2000?
it.
The big headset.
Yeah, let me see. It might have even just been the 90s. Yeah, 2000.
That's
was
the one.
last
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking.
And then I think they brought him back for one of the anniversary ones recently.
Yeah.
I liked 01 and 02 when you could play with the Mark Echo team. You know
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
It was like a cheat code, and Exhibit was on the team.
Dude, I
They were at
loved
99 at everything.
Dude, I loved playing like mini camp, like doing like the like running through the bags and like
The
doing like
best.
the pocket pressure.
I also loved playing like those early 2000 ones because you could play with legendary teams.
Yeah, you get the card or whatever.
Yeah, I used to like to play with like the old 88 Niners.
The all decade teams too.
All decade teams were always fun.
Yeah.
Made you feel like you were the best Madden guy ever.
I used to play a lot of college football or NC2A.
Coming back here.
Yeah.
It's coming back.
Counting down the days.
Just the numbers. I just hated the numbers.
Play
But
the
impact players.
play the mascots versus the mascots. Always the best. It's going to be, I mean, we've been waiting
But no Arch
years
Manning,
for
right?
this.
I was so
Yeah.
excited to go to Kent and be on that game. I was like,
Did you have like the number one?
yeah, I was the
quarterback?
impact player, but I was like a black dude. I was so mad. I was like, what the? I want to be on the game.
Oh my
But I
God, I
still
got to
play
look
with
this
them.
up.
Were you guys playing in college as like yourselves for NC2?
Hell yeah. Kent was so bad, but yeah.
Did you do that with Madden too?
You do it. You remember you used to create a player and like you get like the fan letters from like the university, like, man, you had a really good game this week. I know you guys may have lost, but keep your head up or something like that. Oh, you're getting some real Heisman hype there, Jules. Sit there like, oh my God, this is sick. You're getting Heisman hype.
With the fight song just playing in the background always. Oh my gosh. And we can't forget about Madden 2012. Peyton Hillis on the cover. Remember that?
Yeah.
Might be the most random guy to ever be on the cover of Madden.
We went and played him. He that one of those years, he lit us up.
He was a beast for a minute there.
Like he's like an all-stop for 2 years.
He was.
Hey, I just want to say I'm a huge fan. I'm a Virginia teacher here, tries every year to convert my third graders to Patriots fans. I had a kid a couple years ago start to destroy my classroom, and he went after my Julian Edelman poster I have hanging up and told him, do not touch the squirrel, that if he touched the squirrel, he would bring out the nut in his teacher. It frightened the student so much, he never destroyed anything else in my class again. Love the podcast. Keep up the good work.
Miss Teacher, 3rd grade. I just want to tip my hat to you. Those little munchkins are probably just maniacs.
Rascals.
My sister was a 3rd grade teacher. I know exactly what that lady is going through.
The irony is you were probably more like that kid.
Oh, 100%. 100 spitballs with the. You remember you used to hollow out your pen and you could take it out and you get a little piece of paper and your friend would be over you. Put your pen in. No one ever saw. Oh my God, it was so bad.
You mess with the squirrel, you get the nut. Oh, that was a great saying.
What a great teacher.
She rocks.
Virginia too.
Virginia.
Is
Start
that
'em young.
Commanders country? Is that Panthers country?
I
No,
would
it's
say
probably it could be Baltimore or
Ravens.
Red or
Yeah.
the football team or Commanders.
Commanders, yeah.
It could go either way there.
Hey, Julian. As a fan of
NFL teams. I was wondering, why did you wear a Bills shirt when LaShawn McCoy was on the bird? You're a Pat. You should never do that. And go Ohio State.
Why'd I wear a Bills?
A Bill shirt.
Trying to be
Sean
hospitable.
McCoy.
Trying to be hospitable for Shady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just trying to bring some peace between me and Shady. I'll go do Coward at Fox on a weekday, and Shady's getting ready to do Speak on, because that's his show.
Right.
So there's a lot of always crossover. We will sit and argue on our ways to set about like stupid things. Andy Reid, Belichick all the time. Andy Reid, Belichick. Andy Reid, Belichick. We'll be walking up like through the stairs. He's all mic'd up. I'm mic'd up, and you got to go two different areas. Dap up right before, like we're in like heated argument. Dap up. All right, good luck on the show. All right, woo.
Thank God for those call times. Otherwise, that argument would go on forever.
Oh,
it would just never end.
It reminds me of the locker room. When you're talking with a defensive guy or someone that you're not in the same meetings with, and then like till like 3 seconds are going when the dial hits your time where you're supposed to, like, guys are arguing, and then all of a sudden, coach, what are you here?
Shout out to Shady.
What is this? Is this the new Pats logo?
There's some rumors this is the
Talk about the new Patriots logo.
That's not it, is it?
There's a whole thing on the internet. I guess Brandon Spikes made a post about being back in Foxboro, and he included this in the post, to which Patriots fans reacted across Twitter, much with a lot of dismay. Like, I mean, the overwhelming consensus was not.
It's not
great.
bad.
It's not bad, but it's not great. And then the Patriots came out and said, like, put out a meme saying, like, this isn't our new logo, essentially, but then have since used it in a post, and it was in the background of like an interview with Elliot Wolf. So I guess it's some sort of new alternate that will be used in certain situations. I don't think it's gonna be on the side of the helmet or anything. But yeah,
not
I don't
bad.
know.
Depends on the execution of it.
Not a fan personally.
I like the established in 60. They're trying.
It feels a little MLS-y, like we're
It is MLS.
you know, and we're trying to make a badge, like we're a European soccer team. It's like
Soccer club.
soccer club. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. It feels a little forced.
We got to get back to Pat.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Every day we stray farther from the truth, which is Pat the Patriot.
I like Pat.
I like
Patriot.
Pat.
I think
too.
this feels to me
White and red is sick.
Amen.
This feels to me like a shoulder patch for a hockey jersey.
Yeah.
Is what they're, and that would, there's no really use for that in football.
That's what I'm saying.
It reminds me of a Joe Judge like T-shirt. Joe Judge used to make these special teams T-shirts for all like the special team guys. It'd be like a hockey jersey hoodie thing, and it'd have like some fucking like wildcat, like we're all wildcats or lone wolves, like on a mission to like do stuff, and it'd have like a logo like this and some saying. Shout out Joe Judge for his Joe Judge T-shirts.
I love the team only merch. Like sometimes you'll see teams do like the weightlifting champion, and they'll have like
The best shirt that you could get when I was playing was the Iron Man shirt when you didn't miss a practice in training camp. That was like a big thing because it was a month training camp. Now it's like 2 weeks. You're off every couple days. Like training camp was a grind to get through.
2 days,
And guys would be fighting to get that stupid Iron Man T-shirt.
Did you ever get one?
Got a few.
Yeah.
I got like 3, maybe 2.
What did it look like aesthetically?
Terrible. Guys would walk around with that stupid T-shirt on, Iron Man.
It's like I went to every day for a month and almost killed myself just for this stupid T-shirt. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's a stupid T-shirt.
Yeah.
What's up, Julian Edelman? This is Nico Andrighetto. I play for the University of Michigan. Just won a national championship. I'm from the Bay Area, actually right next to Woodside High School. The question was, my older brothers grew up and trained with Billy Ring, and I was wondering if you played Redwood City 49ers with Billy Ring, because my whole family played for Menlo Atherton Vikings.
Boo.
And I don't know, I've always been a great big fan of yours, and yeah, I love the podcast. Go Blue, and hope you respond to this question.
Man, well, congrats on getting an Addy. That's a cool thing,
Congrats,
especially
brother.
with the University of Michigan. I'm surrounded by so many Michigan Wolverines in my life. My agent, Steve Dubin, my quarterback, Tom Brady, my new teammate, Charles Woodson. I swear there's a Michigan person everywhere in my life. Everywhere in my life. And then as far as Billy Ray, yeah, we played football. We started playing football together when we were 8 years old, I believe. We both started in 94. And, you know, the Billy and his family, you know, I grew up with those guys. And just through Pop Warner and, you know, throughout high school, we were always really close. So that is a true story. I played a lot of football with Billy Ring when we were kids. And then I wonder what position this guy plays. We
found him at one point.
What is
he's a running back?
He's a running back?
Let's double look.
Appreciate you calling in. I said I booed the Menlo Atherton Vikings. I don't know. Did they change their name?
Let me double check. Yeah, he's a defensive back.
A DB.
He went to
safety?
He went to St. Francis.
St. Francis. That's the same high school that Billy went to. St. Francis. My brother went to St. Francis. That's a really good football school. Back when my brother went there, they won like 7 CCS championships in a row with this guy, Calcagno. He was the head coach. And then they changed over to this other coach, Mitchell or something. My brother's senior year, the team went 0-6 because of the new coach. This guy, Calcagno, was like the guy of the that area or that generation. And then they went 0-6 and somehow won the rest of their games. And it was kind of like BCS PowerPoint stuff in the Bay Area. And got into the playoffs and beat Oak Grove in the championship against, who was my defensive? Andre Carter. Andre Carter was on Oak Grove. My brother played in them.
Whoa.
Yeah, in San Jose State Stadium in the championship. They smoked them 30. They used to have this, my brother's team had this running back, Charles Tharp. Such a good running back name.
Great football name.
And they played Pop Warner growing up, and he was actually brothers with, remember Chris Reese from my dad's episode?
Yeah.
That was his older brother.
Oh, wow, okay.
And he was like short little running back that was all yoked up and just, I was such a big fan of him. He was 21, he was swagged out. Their colors were brown, yellow, and white. The Lancers, St. Francis Lancers. I used to love
Wyoming
going that.
vibes.
Then I didn't get into St. Francis. I went to Woodside. So fuck St. Francis.
Fuck them. We don't like those guys. We don't like those guys. Hey,
we were 13-0 when we were at Woodside.
Let's go, baby.
Division 2.
The orange and black, baby.
3.
Nico, all academic Big Ten honoree in 2023. Shout out Nico, getting it done in the classroom.
Let's
too.
go.
Let's
Classroom All-American. We got
right,
it.
baby.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think that you and Rob will do more TV and movies together now that you're retired? Okay, that's all. Bye.
I hope. I love working with Gronk.
He's the man. We love
Not
him.
even just working. It's not work when you're with Gronk. When we're just sitting shooting shit, it reminds me of what we did for 12 years. Oh, we got to go. Let's podcast. And then hot tub, do cold plunge. Oh, let's go do some push-ups. All right, let's go.
Well, he was fun. A lot of those TikToks, the retired athlete thing, that was from him. He was like, let's do it. Here's some ideas. Let's go.
Yeah.
Which is nice. He's fun.
We
got
love
it.
Gronk.
We love Rob.
We love Gronk.
Hey, J.E., love the podcast. I just want to know, this is Steve in Florida, and I just want to know when Tom would lose trust in a receiver, how did that always go down? I know it's a tough subject to talk about, but you could tell when Tom lost favor or lost confidence in a receiver, and I was just curious about that. Take care.
There were certain little things that would piss Tom off with younger receivers, coming flat to downhill on an in cut, not letting a defensive back undercutting it. You got to run almost downhill. And if you didn't do that, that would scar him, and so that was always tough. And how you would get that trust back is you'd have to go and practice, and you'd have to show them maybe the one opportunity you had at that specific practice that you were going to do it. And then you had to show in all the drills we were doing that you were going to do the right thing. If you didn't know where to go, you didn't know the play, you didn't know how to read the coverage, you didn't know how to, those are the things that he didn't like, because he's ultimately trusting you to know what you have to do the right assignment, do the right technique. And if you don't do that and something bad happens, that it's hard for guys that have played such a high level for a long time, like quarterbacks, to get back on that. When you're in the doghouse, it takes a while to get out. You got to work your way out. You got to show that you want to get out of the doghouse. You can't just put your tail in between your legs and quit and, the quarterback's mad at me. No. All right, what do I do? Be attentive. And that's how you get it back. And the one scary thing is with a coach or with even like a Tom, because he was like a coach out there for a lot of these guys. I remember he used to yell at me a lot, and I was a young player. He would get on me because he knew I could take it. He knew what kind of guy I was. And one day where he got on me, and he could tell I was a little down. He goes, "Hey, babe, the day I stop yelling at you is the day I don't love you no more, babe," or something like that. It was something like that. He goes, "The more I yell at you, it means the more I like you, I love you, or whatever." I go, "You must really love me, though, bro." But that's how it is with coaches and guys like Tom. The day that they stop yelling at you, they've moved on.
Good answer.
I believe it. They stopped caring.
Julian, this is Nate. One of the best games ever, 2006 Rose Bowl, Texas versus USC. I mean, you can't get any better than that. Awesome finish.
Nate, yeah, I agree.
Going for the corner.
Yep. We've referenced that game a bunch with a lot of guys that we've had on the podcast. We just haven't. I want Vince Young for that game.
Gotta get big.
We want to do this one up, so we're taking our time with it to make it,
because this was such a memorable game in our lives because of our age,
Mm-hmm.
and this was BCS time. This, you know what I mean? That was when college football was crazy.
Vince Young was God level at this point.
Vince Young was God, and then also the SC was freaking. People were arguing that could they beat the Niners. Remember when the Niners were really bad? I remember being in the Bay Area when this was going down. People were like, SC could probably beat the Niners.
That team was so stacked. We got to get Vince. We got to get maybe Matt Leinart back. McConaughey. Got to get McConaughey.
Reggie Bush said, "Call him up when we do it."
Reg.
This will be a fun one.
Turn this into a pay-per-view event, bro.
Yeah.
Be insane.
We need that one. Thanks, Nate.
What up, Jules? This is Drew Bear. I was just calling because I wanted to ask you a question. I always see all your footballs and all your trophies and all the sick-ass memorabilia behind you. And I want to know, you got to tell us what your, top 3 things you got up there are. Most memorable or most valuable. What you got? What's your favorite? Love you, Jules. Keep it up, man.
My most valuable 3 things I have on that wall. Dentgate ball.
Yeah.
The ball that I threw that I thought I was throwing like a make-believe pitch to Rob Tube on when we were throwing out the first pitch after we won a Super Bowl, and Gronk actually swung the Lombardi trophy and dented the trophy. We have that ball. We got Dentgate. That's one. The cleats that I stole from Tom.
The Moonman shoes.
Moonman shoes. I show every professional athlete that comes into the nut house those shoes, and he goes, "Man, how did Tom move?" Clonkers.
There they are.
These.
Epic.
And then lastly, I stole Matthew Slater's inhaler, which is one of my favorites.
There it is.
He used to have his inhaler, and we used to be locker mates for a long time. And every day before practice, he'd be over there. All right, let's go.
Slater runs on albuterol, baby.
Oh my God.
Gotta love it. I think the Brady shoes are up there. I love the Jules Super Bowl cleats because they still have the confetti stuck to the bottom.
Those are cool.
Those are so cool. The confetti really sets it off. Let's see, what else is over there? I love the Tiffany football.
There's also the Tiffany football MVP trophy's cool.
Honey, get me something from Tiffany. Yeah. Oh, here you go. It's a football.
There's also that's the Seahawks Super Bowl catch, that ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a Seahawks touchdown.
MVP ball is sick. CC
Sabathia cleats are always
Those are cool.
Jordan cleats, those are massive. There's a TB12 Titleist over there. It's pretty cool.
That's cool. And then my favorite thing too is all up top. There's a lot of balls, not game balls, but balls from actual specific plays. I actually pulled a few. Could you?
That's what we got.
Will you as much as you can remember these specific balls?
So 11. This was the punt return touchdown versus Denver, the one that we broke the record on.
Heck yes.
4 for the franchise. Troy Brown had 3. I had 3. It took me a couple years to get it, but we got the Denver one. Brandon Bolden almost blocked the punt
For this one.
I
think I just saw this clip because it was like
he almost blocked the punt because the punter dropped the punt.
Yeah.
And because of that, the rush, it was a low punt. So whenever there's a low punt, that means your coverage team can't get down there. So you could split them. That was a cool game. What else we got? This is just a touchdown from Miami. This is I had the second one. It was they were playing some form of a 3-on-2. It was like a triangle in this low red area. And what you're supposed to do, I think, is you're supposed to, if I'm right, it was like a return route. So snag 7 flat. A lot of people, you have the flag route, you have the flat route, and then you could bring it in and whip it out. So this was a snag 7 flat or some sort of return route. You sit in between the two guys, and it's a very big timing play. You got to be on the same page of the quarterback, because once you go and you have a decisive route and you flip, the ball is on you super quick because he's got to throw. You got 2 guys converging. You're sitting in the middle of the zone, and so we used to practice that a bunch. I saw it. Tom clearly saw it. You knew pre-snap that it was going to be cover 7, which is a form of zone. 4-on-3, 3-on-2, and so we were on the 3 side, I think. And he zinged it to me, and they converged, and I was able to get vertical. On those plays, if you can catch the ball and get vertical immediately, that's when you can split it, potentially. And that's what that one was.
Is this the Michael Floyd play?
No, that's not.
Okay.
Was this like a Thursday night game?
Yes. This is one of those Thursday night games.
Yeah.
I had 2 tugs on that game.
Nice.
I was in Mexico that game, I remember.
I didn't know we had this. This was my first touchdown in the NFL on a real game. 94-yard punt return. 94 out the door. Caught the ball. It was against Miami Dolphins in 10. I had long hair, I think. I caught it, and the gunner, I think McCourty, rode his guy, and I sidestepped him. And then I tried to get to the return side, and then you try to bring the ball up so you converge. You can make the coverage team come down. So the punt return, if they're all wide and you run, they all have the lanes. So when you catch it, I sidestepped someone because he was right there. I was never really scared of that. If a guy's coming full speed, all you gotta do is a quick move, and they'll never make the tackle. You make him miss, and you try to bring the ball up, because in the coverage team's they're gonna try to go to you, and then you get to your return side. And when you do that, all you're looking for, as Scotty O'Brien, is one ass and another ass. You're trying to cut off an ass. He would literally draw it up on the fucking. We'd be doing. He's like, "You're gonna look for this, a butt here and a butt here. You put your foot in the ground, you go." And that's literally what it was. You got them sideways. They were all coming to the ball, and then you widen them a little, and that allows your blockers to get around and get cover. That allows them to get the angle on them. So, and you bring it up, your blockers are going around. Then you bring it out, then they run into your blocker, and then all you're looking for is a butt. You put your foot in the ground, you go, and we got it. It was crazy. 94 out the door.
Heck yes.
Last one.
This is the double pass.
Nice.
Versus Baltimore. Infamous pass to Dola. Gronk lead blocking. picks me up like a little kid afterwards. Yeah, that's a double pass ball. You can always tell it's a Brady ball because he'd always, if you guys see right there, he always liked his seams on the out. He liked them. You'd have to put these seams right here because he'd get a little callus on his finger. So like a regular ball.
So that's a kicking ball here. That's what
Yeah,
it looks
kicking
like
ball.
different.
See how the seam is not pulled down? See that right there? You want to like that.
Interesting.
Like that.
So is that a kicking ball? Is that the other team's ball?
No, yeah, this is other team's ball.
Okay.
And then I know, but tell the people at home, what's the process like of saving these special balls on game day?
If you keep it, you just give it to equipment guy.
That's where they tape it up like that, right?
Yeah, they tape it up. They'll do that. Or sometimes if you spike it, you have ball boys. They would go grab it and do you want the ball? You know what I mean? Like, or something like that. They were always cool with it. There's like a program.
Nice.
Hi, I have a question. If Jack McCarthy was the starting punter for the 2007 New England Patriots, do you think you still would have had an undefeated regular season? Thanks. Enjoy listening to the pod.
100%.
You think so?
How many
I was
times
going to
did
say
they
0%. I think it was like 44 times.
They
Chris
punted?
Hansen, I believe, was the punter. I think that's a record low.
Chris Hansen.
Not the guy from To Catch a Predator.
No, I know Chris Hansen. I remember I was a rookie, and Chris was like probably in his like 13th year or something. And shout out Chris. He was always a good dude. But I remember I was at the Residence Inn where we used to stay for a training camp. And I was there all summer, you know, like, and he was there, I guess, because kickers, I mean, and punters, they're always like bouncing from teams to teams. Sometimes they'll just stay in the same areas. And he was driving a lifted truck. I'm like, hey, Chris, you gonna punt it all this week? He goes, kid, I ain't punting until like June or something. Like, thanks.
Awesome.
Yeah, 44 times. A franchise low.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You could do it.
Flipping the field, baby.
How far could you punt?
30 yard, I don't know. 20, 25. Maybe a nice bounce if the guy chooses not to return it.
I think they would have been all right.
I think we'll be all right. We got TB. We got Randy and TB. We're good. That's it. Now that makes me wonder how long I could actually punt it.
We should go hit the field sometime.
Let's go hit the field.
So what would happen if Jules and Gronk or Jules and Zola are out together, and maybe they decide they want the same kind of chicken wings? Or did Gronk really only like drumsticks and Julian only like black? Or did sometimes they decide maybe we should just share this wing? I'd love some insight. Love the podcast.
Chicken wings. We usually order like every flavor and every kind of chicken wing they have. You can't just make one decision. You got to go buffalo, barbecue, like lemon pepper, garlic, whatever they have. You know, there's always like a dry rub one. And then it's always the sauce. And we never share a wing. What is this, Lady and the Tramp? We just share the spaghetti and like, hey, Gronk, with a fucking chicken wing.
No, you flats or wing drumstick guy?
I like them both.
Same.
I like the drumsticks. Just the little, the middle piece and the flat.
Well, the flats are easier because you push them down and then you can Garfield it.
Pro tip.
Did Belichick ever do anything with you guys after you guys got ejected?
Yeah, he would get really mad. If we got ejected and if we lost the game, I mean, that's an easy way to get on those lowlights and just have a reel of things of why we lost the game. And there'd probably be like a 3-minute explanation on beating yourself. You can't win until you keep from losing. And if we're ejected from a game, you ain't helping us in the locker room. Practice, he just yell at us. And we all know the story of me and Gilmore getting ejected first day of pads.
Classic.
Did you ever get ejected any other time?
Yeah, I got ejected a few other times.
All practice though, right? Yeah.
Yeah, practice. I wish I would have done it earlier or like Sometimes if it was early in the training camp, try to get legs fresh or something, you just go fight real quick, get knocked out.
Would you stay at the facility, like hit the showers, stay at the facility?
Yeah, you're in the showers, you're in the training room. It's like when you got a bad report card and your dad hasn't come home from work yet. Like, that's what it reminded me of.
Yes,
like,
just waiting to get it over with.
Would you get called to the principal's office? Or is it like not always?
Your position coach would talk to you like, yo, you got to cut the shit. If you went to the principal's office, it was scary.
Chatty-O getting on you.
Chatty-O would be like, what the fuck are we doing? Big man's going to kill you, dude. You can't do this. He'd always say, you're in the fucking doghouse, not even a paw out.
Paw out.
Jules, what's going on, brother? Nicky Malloy out of Marshfield, Mass. Yeah, biggest fan. Go Pats. I think you're going to do Tom Brady's return, Tampa Bay versus Pats at friggin' Gillette Stadium, where Tommy B played for 20 years, and he came into Gillette and kicked ass. And we're going to get Tommy B on the pod, talk ball.
We got to get Tommy B on the pod.
Not for that game.
Not for that game.
We'll have him. I mean, he's easy to get on. He can come on whatever. This will be like one of the 4 or 5 times he comes on. We'll do this game. Maybe like his 10th appearance on the show. We'll do this one.
Yeah.
Or we'll get Hunter Henry or something, since he cost us the game in this one.
Did he?
Yeah, false start penalty. False start there at the end, and then that made Folk's field goal 5 yards longer, and the field goal just barely missed. If we're 5 yards closer, that thing's going in. I'm looking at you, Hunter.
Wasn't it like a 4th and 4 that if it wasn't Mac's rookie season, you probably go for it there?
I believe.
But you don't want to put the game on his shoulders.
I thought there was a drop on the 4th and 4 or something, wasn't there?
I think it was convoluted.
Or it was close on the line. They didn't get the first down.
Yeah, and I think that the false start was in that series that backed us up and got us behind the chains in one of those. Either second or third, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Misty night in Foxboro, Sunday late game.
And Nick Folk doesn't have the leg for that. It was like 60.
He almost made it.
Money.
He almost made it, bro.
Nick Folk had a great career. He's had a great career.
He's still doing it too.
He was such a chill guy in the locker room. Good dad bod.
Goat Bowl. Goat Bowl would be fun.
Oh, yeah, that was the Goat Bowl. Yeah, I forgot that does have a name.
And great defensive performance from that Patriots team.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Man. Wanted that win. Thanks, Nicky Malloy.
All right, let's do last one here.
Julian, Mr. Super Bowl MVP Edelman. Steve from New Hampshire here with another question. Where did you meet these producers guys? They seem like longtime Boston friends, or are they recent hires of the podcast? Question 1. Question 2 is, how did you feel about fans talking smack during the games you played in? It's always a good comeback by saying, fans saying, or you saying to the fans, hey, I make millions of dollars, and you guys are talking garbage on, on the fans in the stand. So just wondering, what you kind of think about fans and, especially games you played in with them talking smack to you while you're on the field. Thanks, man. Keep up the great podcast.
Well, first question, I met Kyler and Jack through Super Digital and Coast Productions. They used to work on a lot of my social stuff, and we used to do a lot of short form content, the burger times, the smoothie times. They were the ones that, were making the thing go. And we just kind of they knew my tongue, pause, no diddy.
No diddy.
But they knew my language, and they knew how, we developed a friendship and a bond just through all the work over the years, and it made great sense. They're Boston guys. Jack's from North Carolina, but loves Boston sports. Your father's from?
Yep, my dad, in Northborough, Massachusetts. Stand up.
Yeah, and Kyler's from Western Mass, and he always gives us a great hockey perspective because, but he's from Western Mass and likes the Penguins. It's so fucking weird.
Yeah, it's weird. I liked the animal when I was young. And Mario Lemieux was fucking awesome.
Yeah. But and then fans talking smack. I just remember in Philly, I had this haircut once. And I had these 2 claw marks in the back of my fade.
So swaggy.
And this guy made fun of my haircut for 3 straight hours. And it was right after I zinged on to fucking Dorsett. I threw that touchdown pass. I looked at him and I just went like this. I scratched the back of my head. I don't know what I was doing with it. But I like it. I like when fans talk. I almost liked playing more on away games. That's why I loved playing in New York. I loved playing in Buffalo. I loved being the villain. I like bringing the circus on the road.
Yeah, baby.
And showing like everyone came to see us. They didn't come to see their team. They came to see us.
Damn
and we're
right.
gonna give them a show.
Damn right.
That's why I run out that gate, get them all riled up.
Let's go.
Even when I went to away, I would do it at home games, and you get the crowd pumped. I'd do it at away games. I'd sprint down the field, get my engines going. And I would go and fucking do the thing, and the people would be like, boo, boo. And I just felt like a villain. I loved it.
Oh,
I loved
man.
playing it. When they talk, I mean, half the time you're not really hearing them. More than half. If you're hearing them, you're not really in the game. So like early in your career, you'd hear shit, but like when it became, you're here for a mission. Sometimes you get some creative shit though, and you hear it. I mean, you go play against the Cowboys, you got to walk through. They're pretty much in your locker room. The people, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that damn club Jerry's got.
You got to walk through like a club, a sports bar,
Dave and Buster's down there.
Literally, it's like walking through Dave and Buster's. You got freaking cheerleaders on the poles and stuff. It's crazy.
Gosh,
but
it's fun when like one will like stick out of the crowd and you just like hear that random. There was a clip when we were doing your documentary, you coming off the field, like getting pulled into the locker room after all like interviews and stuff. And I just remember specifically it was on my phone and like it's just crowd, MVP chance or whatever. And then like out of nowhere, someone goes, Julian Edelman, sit on my face.
Jesus.
It just like stuck out of just like ambient noise.
Oh
Jesus.
my gosh.
I gotta find that.
New Orleans was also crazy. Like my first time going, we played in New Orleans in 2009 on an away game. And it was the first time I saw like Louisiana people like going crazy. They had like umbrellas indoor. This is an indoor thing, like
parades everywhere.
They had this like chant thing that was fucking cool. Those people that place got rowdy.
When the Saints go marching.
No, but they had this thing like after first downs they would do. I forgot what it was. I was a third quarterback because I broke my my arm, and I was emergency quarterback, so I can only go in if both the quarterbacks went in. So I was dressed, but I really wasn't playing. So I was just watching these people like, man, these guys are fucking crazy.
Superdome, baby.
Jets fans were always fun. I loved going and playing the Jets. New Yorkers.
You know you're going to win.
Just that, but like it was always just fun because New York people fucking hate us. They hated us.
Just inherently.
You'd see like a 12-year-old saying, fuck you.
Did you play many?
With his mom with him.
You played a couple Giants road games, yeah?
It's the same. Nah.
Did you notice a difference between Jets and Giants fans, or is it all just New York?
Yeah, there's a difference between Jets and Giants fans.
There is.
100%.
What is that?
The Jet fan are like more cranky. They haven't won in a long time. I mean, since Joe Namath. There's almost like the Giants fans think they're a little classier than the Jets fans. That's what they think.
That's what they think.
They probably are. But I don't know. Jets fans are just, I don't understand it. It's hard because those people have lost for so many times. Oh, Brandon Marshall's over here telling me to pump the brakes on the Jets fans. He loves the Jets. Guy was there for a cup of coffee. He claims him every time we did TV together.
Big Fireman Ed guy.
We fired him.
You did. You put him in a...
We fired Fireman Ed. Fireman Ed, Brandon called him. He just said he called him at the fire station and said, Fireman Ed, we need you to come back.
He caught him mid sliding down the pole. Oh, hey, it's Brandon. What's up, dude?
So let's do unboxing.
Yeah, the Patriots sent me a bunch of boxes from the stadium a few years back. Got lost in storage. Now we are going to open some of them up right now.
Ooh.
Let's see what we got in these bad boys. This is going to be very visual. So this is a good time to plug into your YouTube, guys. Because podcasting, showing things is very hard.
Ooh.
Oh, this is what we got here, huh? Old Kent State jersey that they sent me.
There it is.
We didn't wear this one, though. This is one of their teams. The other teams. We never had this cool stuff. I remember when I was at Kent, it was the first time we got stitch-ons. Like, our whites were the freaking terrible, like, iron-ons. Screen print. I was like, can we get a goddamn stitch-on? It's Division I football, Cliff. Our equipment guy was Cliff, I think. Cliff, can we get a goddamn... And we got one... Our game jerseys were stitch-ons.
Let's go.
It was like a big thing.
Who'd you guys wear back then?
New Balance, bro.
Oh, New Balance. Wow, I forgot about that.
Game cleat. I don't know what game these are. I had to get the 11 wide. I had to put a freaking plate in here because of my freaking cleat. I wore these clunkers. The JE11 on the back.
Tight.
Shout out for... It's probably Brandon or Jimmy Neutron. Bobby Balls was more my thrower, but all the equipment guys were my guys. And then I was endorsed by Puma as an athleisure brand and also with cutters. So I was like one of the first to start painting cleats because I had to, because they couldn't have a cleat on the field. And so I'd paint my cleats to cover the Nike swoosh because I had to.
In accordance with the Puma deal.
In accordance with the Puma deal. And nice. I put a lily pad on the back. You can't see it, but there'd always be a lily pad for Lil.
Nice.
These are the rib pads I had when I tore the cartilage in my rib, so I'd have to wear a direct thing. They would tape on me. I'd get shot up. It was the Jets game in 8-19, right after the Super Bowl. I remember I was going down, and a guy had me at the bottom, and a guy had me at the top, and he contorted me.
Ooh.
And it ripped the cartilage in my rib, and I went on. I tried to play it. I was like, that hurts. I tried to go next play. We were going NASCAR meeting. It was fast. Let's get to the line of scrimmage. Go. And Tom calls a NASCAR play, and I had an under from the F spot. It was like some bunt or something, so I had to run an under. I ran an under from the opposite side. I was like, I can't cut. And I tried to cut, and the guy was getting close to me. And, I was kind of going half-assed into my cut because I was like, what the hell? And the guy hit me at the 5-yard mark, and I was like, oh shit, I can't do this. I ran across the field, and I just tapped my helmet. It's like, Coach, I can't go. I can't breathe. Ah. And so then next week we would fly in my doc. I forgot my guy's name, but he was the best. And they'd have, because of the Tyrod Taylor, remember they punctured his lung because he was shooting up his rib. They had to fly in a specialist from Boston. I think they would helicopter him in for practices so I could see if I could play the next week. And he'd have to use an ultrasound machine to put the needle in my rib area, and they would put it with a numbing agent, a lidocaine or a Marcaine. And they used the ultrasound so if you go too far, you can't puncture the lung. So they knew exactly where it was in the shooting area.
Man,
that's cool.
So after a while, this was one of the rib pads I wore, which didn't really help. This is Patriots Dolphins game. One of those touchdowns was in this ball. I think everyone got a game ball. So every weekend in team meeting on a Monday, coach would always assign game balls to each of the phases. Matthew Slater had 3 tackles, down in the 20. Matthew, you get a game ball, and they would paint him out,
That's so
or
sick.
Defense. Someone, Hightower had 2 sacks. He'd get a game ball, or he was great in the run game. Ninkovich had an interception. Like everyone, there'd be like 4 or 5 guys that got game balls, and occasionally, when it was a great team win, which this was. He would assign everyone get a team game ball. So Bill would say, everyone gets it. This was a team win. We all get it. We clinched the division on Christmas, which with a lot of distractions of playing on a Christmas day, it's hard to get guys to check in that whole week. It's a lot of things are going on. We're regular dudes. You got families, you got kids. And so he assigned the whole team a game ball, and that's what they look like. So everyone would get a painted ball. And sometimes when the whole team didn't get it, they would put on your stats of what you had that gave you a game ball, and they would paint them.
Cool.
That's sick.
These are some gamies. I think I wore these in I started wearing the Tyson All Blacks.
Nice.
When you're younger, you always want white cleats because it makes you look faster if you're not really like a burner. I wasn't a burner. So you'd always want to wear like white cleats, make you look faster. You had to be a baller to wear, all black cleats. I wore these, I think, against, I think these could have been practice or it could have been against the Cowboys where we lit them up. We got to look at that.
Look into that.
This is practice jersey. Every day in the practice jersey.
What's with the high crop?
Yeah, that's just I don't know, it's just the thing to do. Like if you watch from my rookie year to now, I mean my rookie year, my ones were ironed on like way off and stuff. You had a long, big ass jersey. The more cut up your practice jersey was, means you had a little more stripes. Oh, definitely. Thanks, Dante. Dante Hightower. I don't know how I got this, but I'll take it. I may have just snagged that. But this is a Super Bowl. Like this is like probably the we used to have picture day. So you wouldn't wear, some guys would wear like the mock-ups.
Yeah.
And some guys wear the game ones. This is from LII 53. Dante used to get so mad at me because I used to call him Donta, because that's how you spell it, with like a T-A.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be saying that because you're going to have all these New Englanders calling me Donta. It's Dante, bro.
He's on the coaching staff now, yeah?
That's right. Yeah. Boom Tower, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Ho, ho, ho.
And you guys know what this is.
We all know this one.
I can smell it from here.
So this is the yellow shirt I used to wear notoriously under my practice jersey for a long time. And I wore it. It was a reminder to every single guy on that goddamn team that I didn't go to goddamn Alabama, Texas, Ohio State, Michigan, but I've been here longer than you.
Let them know.
Except Slate, who went to UCLA. or Tommy went to Michigan. Oh, this is Bake.
Whoa.
Bake. I think we did a jersey swap after a game.
Yo.
That's a gamer too. Jules, good to see you. One of the greatest competitors I've ever seen. Keep balling, Bake. I think I sent him one too. Look how cropped those are. That's a good jersey. That's a cool looking jersey.
That's so
Captain sick. On there. Man, thanks, Bake.
How does the jersey swap go?
Jersey swap, usually after the game, guys will come up, and usually if you're an older guy, I think I was older when Bake gave that to me, and then I gave him mine. But Bill never liked us to, like, look, assholes, we're not giving our fucking jersey away. Then the equipment guys got to go get this shit hemmed up. It takes 2 weeks. You don't have a fucking jersey for the game. Just tell them we'll send them one. So we would do a jersey swap where we couldn't take and you got payroll deducted, so it'd be like $400 because the jerseys are $400. So anytime you gave your jersey away, you got payroll deducted, and you couldn't give your game jersey because it would knock off our jersey guys. And there'd be 2 or 3 jerseys, but he just, I don't know.
That's crazy. You got deducted.
Oh yeah, payroll deducted for everything. Everyone thinks like when you're getting tickets, no, that's coming out of our pocket. Nothing's free. Dragon Ball Z's.
Whoa.
Whose are those?
I think this could be Josh Gordon's. I don't know how these got in here.
Those are fire.
But it was probably Josh, because Josh always had some sick old. It could have been Josh. Was he a Adidas guy?
I believe he was. Let me double check.
And it was definitely Josh Gordon.
Those are tight.
This is Flash. Dragon Ball Z edition. They're sweet. That dude, he had some swag.
Amen.
Is that it?
And that's what we got.
Cool.
A lot of cool stuff in there. Man, memory lane. Shout out to Bake and Dante and Flash and team.
Kent State.
And Kent State. That was the one training thing they gave us.
That's all you got.
I was so happy when I got to the Patriots that we got free Gatorade shakes. What an episode. Thanks again, guys, for the voicemails. They are awesome. They're so fun to be able to talk sport with you guys. You know, I remember always listening to those as a kid, and now to have people come in and, you know, come and support us and enjoy what we like to do. You know, I mean, it's like community, right?
Amen.
When people enjoy like the idiotness of you. That's community.
It's nice
I think
to
that's
have
poetry right there.
It is.
Yeah.
I think
Well
that's
said,
poetry.
brother.
We love our fans. Still got to name our it'll happen organically.
What? Fan base?
Yeah,
What's the
name
fan
the
base
fans.
name?
I did a poll the other
Or is
day.
fan base sounds weird.
It does.
It'll happen
Listeners,
organically.
I don't know.
Listeners?
I guess that's
I
what
saw
the
one-
general. Yeah. I don't know.
Namers, but GN namers. The
Like
G is
like
silent.
gnarly?
Yeah.
Is gnarly
Get game and name, but you know.
gamers?
I've heard the nuts. Some people have
A lot of
been advocating
nut
for the
talk.
nuts, nut house, nut talk.
What up, nuts?
What up, nuts? Yeah.
I mean, that's what I hear anytime I go anywhere with kids that are like 10 because of Randy Moss impression.
Hey, I don't nut. Yeah.
I went to like a school, thousands of kids. These kids, first off, they all have phones. They're like 11, 10, and look, Edelnut. I'm like, oh my God, these kids are listening to this shit. Fuck. I go, this parental advisory. I got principal over here looking at me like, oh, you have a podcast. I'm like, yeah, don't listen to it.
What circumcision?
Randy, you've created a lot of little monsters, man.
Oh, man. Well, that's been another great episode of Games with Names. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcasts. Comment a game you want us to do. And remember,
Rate and review.
Blue's Clues. R.I.P. Remember to follow Games with Names on YouTube, Instagram, X, TikTok, and Snapchat. Leave a message on the hotline at 424-291-2290. We will see you guys next week. Happy birthday, America.
Have a fun and
Salute.
safe holiday, everybody.
Be careful, kids. Please be careful.
Be careful. Enjoy. Have a wonderful 4th of July, guys. Games with Names is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.